Hello, everybody. This is Alex Shevchenko here, and as always, at not this time, we do have a Friday Alpha League sessions that is going to be followed by the festive AMA session for Aurora. So I welcome all of you to the final weekly update to the community from us from this year. And we're going to do the year review and Christmas presents to everybody a little bit later. But I would like to start with our traditional just last week review, because there were quite a lot of different things happening during this week. And as always, remind you that this is the live stream, and you are able to ask your questions directly in YouTube or X, as well as in Discord, probably. I'm not sure how I'm going to answer these ones, because the StreamYard is not aggregating everything from Discord. But anyway, maybe somebody will be able to pass it to me. So please ask your questions. I see already some people engaging. Thank you, Neorachi Gustavo. I'm sorry if I'm reading it wrong. And GM to everybody. Nikolai, thank you for joining us as always. Okay, cool. Let's go and start with the updates from the previous week. First of all, and the big launch for us was the launch of the Turbo Chain. So Aurora, one of the core solutions that are developed within the Aurora ecosystem is obviously the Aurora Stack that we call which is a stack for virtual chains, and we call it Aurora Cloud. So Turbo, together in the partnership with us, we have been focusing on delivering the Turbo Chain. This is a virtual chain, or this is a full EVM compatible chain for the Turbo community. We see this as a major step forward for the Turbo community. They finally got their own home, where now all of the creators inside of the Turbo community are able to innovate. We're happy to support Turbo community. They're extremely welcoming, and very good. And they also have a motto of rebuild the crypto community. So they would like to help people to onboard into crypto and have the good feeling about crypto. So they are becoming yet another virtual chain that is launched. There are more virtual chains, but about this a little bit later. Together with this, the information about the Turbo chain is available on turbotoken.io. There is a Turbo chain here. You can read lots of different information about development there. And another thing that was launched was the Turbo Swap. And the Turbo Swap is a cross-chain swapping tool specifically focused for the Turbo community. It is built on top of the Near Intents protocol, and it supports all of the different things that you expect to support from the Near Intents. Also, it has some additional convenience features, like an ability to add Turbo Chain to the MetaMask that you're using. So as it is said here, it is truly built by Aurora Labs with love for Turbo token, and I hope that Turbo community is going to feel very good here. If you would like to know a little bit more about the launch process, you can go and review the video of the broadcast that was held on 17th of December, just several days ago. And this is just the recording of how this thing was launched. After that, the Turbo chain was not stopping, and Slava from our team, the DevRel from our team, he was doing the developers workshop to tell people how to develop on Turbo, on Turbo chain, and how different it is from other EVM compatible chains. Like, the difference are not that big. There are good questions from Zavadil. Did you collect inserts from Turbo chewing gum when you were in school? Yes, they were the cars there, right? That was super cool. And another thing is that we've collected capses, right? And then we played the caps And also there were pretty cool chewing gums that had like temporary tattoos. These were like very popular too. Yeah, I feel that I'm so old when I'm talking about this stuff. And the developers that have been listening to this dev shop, or sorry, dev shop, whatever, developers workshop, right? Developers workshop. Developers who have been listening to it already started to do stuff. So we've got multiple projects already launching on the Turbo chain, including Endemic, an NFT marketplace that was previously integrated with Aurora mainnet. Now they integrated their solution also with TurboChain. So now for everybody who are creating NFTs, for the NFT artists and in general people who are launching NFT collections, they are able to go and trade and put these collections into Endemic, while the users of the TurboChain are able to access these collections there on the Endemic NFT marketplace. Okay, Andre, we are very happy that you finally made it to the live. Yeah, hello, let's go. Thank you for being with us. Did I have the insert to feature an Lamba? I'm not sure. I do not remember. Okay, continuing. Besides Turbo, the near intents also have been marching forward, and this was a great Christmas present to the Aurora community. Now, near intents protocol is now supporting Aurora mainnet for multiple assets, including Aurora itself, Near, ETH, USDC, and USDT. So this all means that now through the near intents, you are able to onboard directly to the Aurora chain in the most seamless and simple way. Imagine you have Sol, or you have BTC, or you have ETH on the Ethereum mainnet. Well, you're able to move it into the near intents using your preferred wallet and swap it into Aurora tokens or to any other tokens and move these tokens outside inside of the intents protocol into the Aurora mainnet. But not only that thing, but actually near intents now becomes the only protocol or exchange that supports deposits and withdrawals of Aurora on all three networks where the Aurora token is officially presented, which are Ethereum mainnet. This is the network where Aurora token was deployed initially, and then Near, where it was bridged over the Rainbow Bridge, and then Aurora mainnet, where it was moved in accordance with the Aurora Near interaction scheme. So now I have been asking, and I've been proposing centralized exchanges to list Aurora on Near for a very long period of time. And unfortunately, up until now, there is no centralized exchange that listed Aurora token on Near directly. And well, I think it was kind of unfair, I would say, to everybody from the Near ecosystem. And you know what they say: if somebody else is if the mountain is not coming to Magomed, then the Magomed goes in the mountains. So fuck it. I'm sorry. Let's not wait for other people to build something. Let's build it by ourselves, right? So the near intents now support Aurora token trading, deposits, and withdrawals on any chains. And I'm pretty sure that near intents is going to become the primary market or the primary place where Aurora token is going to be traded. The most efficient one with the deepest liquidity and so on. So that's just a great thing. You're able to, with near intents, you're able to move your Aurora tokens absolutely in any directions. As always, I need to tell to you that everything that I'm saying here is not a financial advice. Please do your own research. I'm just sharing with you the news and the excitement about everything that we're doing. I see that Tony is joining us. Tony, hello. I hope you feel good, and I hope your task of protecting Ukraine is moving really well, and everything is good. Okay, cool. Moving on with the next news. Aurora is not the only network that was added. There was an additional network that was added, and this is Ripple. So now all of the normies that are used to own Ripple, they are now able to use it to own the near intents to swap it into the other tokens, and that's absolutely great. Neorachi, sorry if I'm not naming you correctly, is tested it and is saying that it is very easy. Thank you very much, sir, for testing it out. Yeah, I hope you like it, because me personally, I like it. Near intents is my primary place where I'm doing the swaps for myself, and I really enjoy this, and the experience is absolutely just magic. I never thought that that crypto can be that simple. So welcome to all of the XRP community into the near intents protocol. And funny enough, Turbo Chain is not the only chain that is going to launch on top of the virtual chain framework developed by Aurora. Strawberry AI, one of the AI-powered meme coins that are developed and launched with a pretty significant market cap of about 50 million, as far as I understand, as far as I remember, right? So probably it was higher before this wipeout in the markets, and the community that is very degen and is very focused on the AI propagation and general development of different AI stuff. They are launching their own chain that is called Berry Chain. So yesterday I was on the AMA session, text AMA session in the Telegram group, Strawberry AI _X. And I felt really good about it. So the Berry Chain is cooking. It is not yet ready for you guys to check it out, but a little bit later it is going to be available. Big shout out to all of the Berry Chain community, and thanks for joining us. And I hope that our partnership is going to bring lots of joy and good memes to everybody. Yeah, unfortunately, Niraj, I don't have the Santa hat yet. Moving on, we started the Aurora Essentials series of the explanation Twitter threads about different core stuff that is developed within the Aurora ecosystem, and we started with the path to the network of virtual blockchains, and this explanatory thread is about what the virtual chains are and how they work and what kind of benefits they are able to bring to all of you, together with some memes and some funny stuff. So if you would like to get one particular place where you can read about Aurora Cloud in the form of a Twitter thread, then you probably can go here and read all of this, read this particular thread, and in the next episodes of Aurora Essentials, you will be learning about other pieces of technology that are developed inside of the Aurora ecosystem. Besides that, if you want to know much more about the virtual chains and you're willing to experience it by yourself, you can go to auroracloud.dev, and on this website we have much more information in a more consumable manner about the virtual chains and Aurora Cloud. Cool. Samuel is helping us to bring more developers into the Aurora Cloud, which is great. So Samuel, thank you very much for posting and reposting all the stuff. Another big thing that happened in the wider Near ecosystem, take into account that we are the part of the Near ecosystem, and this is very important piece of news for all of us, is the continuation of the governance updates that are happening inside of the Near protocol. Together with Gauntlet, NEAR has been working for a long period of time on the upgrade of the governance process. And one of the new bodies that is going to be presented in the NEAR ecosystem is what is called the delegates for the House of Stake. So there is a House of Stake. This is new kind of formation, and then there are some delegates that represent this House of Stake and people who are kind of actively participating in the governance. This open call for delegates is available there up until the middle of February. And anyone is able to participate. There is no need for you to own lots of NEAR tokens in order to become a delegate or things like that. However, kind of your position in the delegates is going to be, as far as I understand, backed by the House of Stake, right? So let's see how things are going to go there. And I'm just spreading the information here in case you're inside of the Aurora ecosystem. It means that you are also inside of the NEAR ecosystem. If you're willing to become a delegate for the House of Stake on NEAR protocol, it's worth checking out a pretty lengthy governance forum post about all of these things. So that's the interesting and cool piece. Obviously, Aurora Labs is one of the main contributors in the NEAR ecosystem. We are probably going to participate in this. Unfortunately, I don't know yet how, but we have a little bit of time. Sorry, we are busy shipping different things that we have been talking about before this particular news. I'm sorry. When BEC on Tensor? Probably pretty soon, just after New Year, and yeah, it's not a very complicated thing to add BEC on Intense because it's yet another EVM compatible chain, right? So it's going to be very straightforward. Anton Babenka. I knew once the guy with this name, but he was not from Ukraine. What's the strongest competitive feature that Aurora gains in 2024? That's a good question. So I do believe that that Aurora Cloud and in general Aurora Virtual Chain concept is the strongest thing that is in there in the Aurora ecosystem. We are a stack, and our kind of the similar projects in the ecosystem. I cannot say that they are competitors. But again, they are developing similar things, right? Are the likes of Arbitrum and Optimism and maybe a little bit of Avalanche. And it's our tech stack, our infrastructure that we are given to everybody is our strongest point. And this piece is super and very important for us. And I think that we are in an absolutely best possible position because we are able to give it at a little to no cost to everybody. And pretty soon, Aurora Cloud Console, the Shopify experience for launching your own chains is going to be live, and it's going to be available in the very, very beginning of the next year. So that is the thing that is the most interesting. Do you use MetaMask for NEAR network? There was news about being fully compatible, but I never saw this anywhere in practice. Yeah, sometimes I'm using this. It is, as you can see, you can see I have a MetaMask here installed. But as an OG in the NEAR ecosystem, I mainly use this is MetaMask. I mainly use obviously NEAR native wallets. However, this thing is pretty important for new people on board, and we see some steady flow of people who are just continuing to kind of from other ecosystems to starting to use MetaMask. Any stats about Aurora can you share that never exposed before? I don't know. Maybe we can go straight into the actually year's recap presentation, and then there are some stats that never have been covered. Yeah, give me just a little bit. Then Yeah, due to a technical issue, we cannot review the addresses shared in the chat. Kindly input your Aurora addresses here. So this is for the raffle, right? So please do this. Hot Telegram near wallet works, right? With Aurora, as far as I understand, yes. And Junior I'm sorry. And Junior is saying that it's great to look back on what happened in 2024 and learned about new plans for 2025. Indeed, I'm with you on this. So let's go straight into the year's recap. This is not a very long presentation. Actually, I think we can do... okay, we can do the hide controls, but you're still going to see the stuff. So let's go and do the recap of the 2024. And this year was very interesting, and this year was a year of growth for the blockchain ecosystem, the year of normalization, the year of recovery from the very bad and devastating bear markets. And this was also the year of us building different things. So we've entered this new era of virtual chains. Aurora technology layer, infrastructure layer was absolutely fully ready to launch virtual chains. And this is exactly what we see by the year's end. This week, 2 virtual chains were launched. Next week, there will be more. And we're going to only accelerate with the amount of chains that are going to be launched. Because of a very simple reason, with Aurora virtual chain stack, it becomes extremely, extremely simple. And the reason for this is inside of the technology. The reason for this is inside of the tech stack that we are using and that we are building. Layer 2s have proven to be marginal, have proven to be a pretty complicated thing to run. And the reason for this, and this is not something that I'm saying and I'm saying to everybody, but you just go and listen to the feedback of the founders who have launched their own chains. The reason for this is because it is extremely hard to have all of the infrastructure on layer 2s. You need to have stable coins. You need the centralized exchanges to list your network. You need to have bridges. You need to have oracles, DeFi ecosystem, custodians supporting your network. You need to have initial DeFi infrastructure, including AMMs, oracle solutions, lending and borrowing protocols. If you're going into the metaverse, NFTs, you probably need to have NFT marketplaces and some additional solutions. There are so many things that just by default need to be there. The cost of all of this infrastructure is easily coming to millions, if not tens of millions of US dollars, just to start with an empty chain with enough infrastructure to support some kind of specific use cases. So this is the death of L2s. This is the point where L2s are not able to scale. And the reason why, however, people want to have their own chains. Like this is absolutely the same desire as having your own websites. If you're an ambitious founder, you always want to have your own ecosystem. It's like being an adult. If you're an adult, you always want to have your own house and live in this house. This is like internal. You need to have a place for your community to gather, to try different things. If you are competing with others in a public dormitory, which is the public chain like Ethereum became, then you're never going to get enough attention. You're never going to get enough interoperability in between the applications within your ecosystem. So there will be more chains by default, and layer 2s are not the good option how to launch these chains, just because of the simple and straightforward problems of upfront costs for launching the layer 2. And this is exactly where the virtual chain concept comes in place. Virtual chains are not focused on scaling the underlying layer one, but instead they are focused on making sure that there is this sandboxed environment, but everything is connected to it, right? So they're not operating as a scalability solution. Virtual chains, Aurora's virtual chains, are not scaling near. Near doesn't need to be scaled. It is a sharded blockchain, but instead, these virtual chains are creating like a subdomains within the creating subdomains within the near blockchain, and they are creating this enclosed environment that can be managed, and in case it is needed, it can be also permissioned. So there is like only permissioned access inside of it. But the good thing about it that it looks like a chain, it feels like a chain. They are these virtual chains. They are They are kind of very very similar to the ordinary chains. However, they inherit all of this stuff from the underlying layer one. They inherit more than 400 validators from the first block of every single virtual chain. They inherit the fast finality that is for the transactions that is provided by the Near protocol, which is only 2 seconds. They inherit extremely low cost per transaction, which is measured in fractions of a cent. And they inherit all of the infrastructure that is available: custodians, bridges, DeFi infrastructure, all of the integration with stablecoins, listing of these stablecoins and other assets on the centralized exchanges, on-ramps, you name it. Everything is available from the first block of these virtual chains. So it is already there. You don't need to spend any money on launching this infrastructure. And that's why virtual chains is a much better answer to a question on how to launch your own chain. Within 2024, we have been working tirelessly on bringing this vision into life. And already by the end of the year, we see that the results of this vision is becoming obvious to everybody. And our target for the next year is to launch not 10, not 100, but actually 1,000 of virtual chains on top of Near. And I'm pretty sure that this is not only possible, but actually this is going to happen. So Turbo, Berry Chain, and other chains like T-Pro Network that was launched earlier this year, Arium, the gaming chain that was launched earlier this year, they are already available. But pretty soon we have Rhodes, Supernova Games, Open Format, Strawberry AI, Optima Financial, and many, many others that we just don't have space to list here. But the guys who are extremely excited about the virtual chain concept and are ready to launch, we have like every single day we have people coming to us and asking for launching a virtual chain. And very soon, all of these launches of the chains are going to be automated, and the chains will be delivered as a Shopify experience. You go to the website, you click through some options, and the chain is delivered to you in minutes. So this is what we are going to see, and this is the future of how people are launching their own blockchains. However, the ecosystem is not only the Aurora Cloud and it's not only the virtual chains. We also have other stuff. So we do have a very important mainnet, Aurora mainnet partnership that happened, that realized within 2024. Stargate, the most famous bridge that is built on top of layer 0, was integrated with Aurora mainnet. This is one of the biggest bridges in general in all crypto, and layer 0 is one of the probably 2 biggest messaging protocols, or like 3, right? We have Wormhole that is integrated already, then layer 0 and XLR, right? So all of these 3 protocols are integrated with Aurora mainnet at the moment. So this is just improves the setup of the Aurora mainnet as one of the virtual chains that are available there. Munzen, an on-ramp that is available, the on and off-ramp solution was integrated with Aurora, and actually they became our partners for all of the virtual chains. So Munzen on-ramp and off-ramp solution is available to everybody who are launching their own virtual chain from the first block. All stake integrated the restaking protocol and Aurora token staking. You remember Pipeflare, our big partners who have been launching the website for different games out there. They have seen a tremendous growth of the users, and there are lots of people who have been playing their games. Together with the first mini Telegram application, EgoQuest, and I hope that tomorrow I'm going to reach the EgoQuest level 9 and see what is going to happen after that. What are the tasks for reaching of the level 10? Our big partners at Pith Network, one of the most prominent oracles out there, have integrated with Aurora, and they become our go-to partner for all of the Oracle integrations with the virtual chains. Check out the stream with Pith Oracle founder, where he was stating that the approach that we are taking for scaling the chains is the proper way how to do stuff. And obviously our partnership with Secret Network on the trusted execution environment and secret compute. So this is a very interesting thing. This partnership leads to multiple developments that are going to be announced next year. Besides that, the Aurora token was seen by the major exchanges as an interesting asset. So they decided to list the Aurora token. And these listings include Bybit listing, Whitebit listing, Deepcoin, and DYDX listing. I'm pretty sure that all of you have heard all of these names and the ways how you are able to access and get an exposure to the Aurora token. The number of these ways is growing. I want to stop for a second and just read through all of the comments here. Samuel is saying that the Near is compatible with MetaMask. Near is compatible with MetaMask, and Samuel, you probably can go to welcome.near.org, and something is not working here. Somebody need to figure it out. But usually you're able to get to this website, and then you're able to add Near network to your MetaMask. And actually 0x addresses are available on the Near blockchain. Okay, cool. Let's see. Who so far accepted your ledger challenge, sir? Zubair is asking. Yeah, yesterday I challenged the Near wallet developers to add NEP 413 with the ledger support into their wallets. So far, I got the answer only from my Near wallet, and not my Near wallet, but Near mobile, and they're saying that they're going to do it very quick in the next year. Emerson is asking, any chances Aurora staking would increase above 13%? So I think that this is connected with the Aurora staking, kind of the update of the Aurora token economy. Again, I was hinting that I'm preparing this update. I need a little bit of time, so probably over the festive season, early in the next year, you're going to see my proposition around the stuff. But with this proposal, it might increase about 13% for sure. Okay, there are lots of yellow, heart, red, whatever, different things. Super, thank you very much. Hello to Brazil. Bom dia, guys. Yeah. Ilya, hello and welcome to our stream. Thank you for joining us. Okay. Peacock chain, Nick, you want to launch a Peacock chain? Yeah, you can do this. Okay. Binance is going to be late at the party, haha. I think that through intents or kind of near intents can become the biggest trading venue for Aurora token. So and like it's almost inevitable. Obviously, if Binance is going to list Aurora token, then Binance users are going to get the attention or kind of the exposure to this asset. But again, I remind everybody that centralized exchanges, they decide by themselves on the listing. What we can do is provide all of this information that they are requesting from us, and that's it. And after this, the decision is on their side. It's nothing that we can do to influence this stuff. This is completely in their kind of in their business decisions, right? So if you're going to come to me and say, hey, Alex, make Binance list Aurora, there is nothing that I can do. It's better for you to go to Binance and tell them continuously to list Aurora. Maybe they're going to listen to your feedback. Yeah. Alexei, thank you very much. Thank you very much for support. Okay, cool. Moving on with the year's recap, because we're not yet finished. I was just catching up with all of your messages. There were quite a lot of things that are happening on the engineering side of Aurora, but they are not, fully visible to everybody. It's not something that you have the experience of many of them. So one of the big unlocks for the Near and Aurora ecosystem was done in the first half of this year, when we have been working on a solution that is called Bitcoin Lite Client. What this thing allows us to do is to read Bitcoin blockchain state directly inside of the Near blockchain. And now what can be enabled with this Bitcoin Lite Client is the fully transparent and fully permissionless bridge in between Near and Bitcoin, which means in between Bitcoin and any of the virtual chains. And with specific, and this is like a very important piece of infrastructure that like it's just necessary. Like everything starts with it. And nobody was taking on the challenge to do this, so we did it. And now what we see is that Bitcoin is connected to the intents, and now people are trading Bitcoin. Just yesterday, OmniLane was launched, another protocol that is focused on the Bitcoin trading and also lending and borrowing. And there are more other protocols that are developing in the Near ecosystem based on this Bitcoin Lite Client. Actually, in the Near ecosystem, there will be like 10 projects launching in January that are focused on the Bitcoin ecosystem. That's very, very major development. You cannot see it, you cannot touch it, but it is there, and it enables all of these new projects that are coming. And obviously, all of the Aurora virtual chains are exposed to these projects and are able to use them. Over the year, we have been working on a very complicated project that is called EVM wallet support on Near. It was taking lots of our resources. And what it allows us to do is let the users who are having the Ethereum wallets to connect to the Near blockchain. And the good thing about it is that now people don't need to have their own wallets from the Near, like specific wallets from the Near ecosystem, but rather they can use MetaMask and other, Rabbit wallet, Coinbase wallet, Trust wallet, and work within Near. So it's just a great thing, and obviously Aurora Pass holders are able to connect to the Near applications right now, which is cool. It simplifies the onboarding to the wider Near ecosystem, and because of this, this enables new people coming here, and also working with Aurora and the set of the Aurora virtual chains. We have been continuously upgrading Aurora Engine, the smart contract that powers all of the Aurora virtual chains. We've added CanCon support. We're working on the Prague hard fork support. Prague is going to get live on the Ethereum mainnet in the following weeks, and we're going to be launching Prague pretty soon after this. And once the Prague development is done, we're going to announce some big news about the Aurora engine, because the important thing is that the implementation of Aurora engine, implementation of the Ethereum virtual machine that is maintained by us at the moment is the most tested and the most robust implementation of any EVMs that is out there on Rust programming languages. This is one of the very few implementations of EVM that is fully compatible with Ethereum test suite, the set of the super wide suite of different tests around the EVM. And also we've worked on the project for speeding up a near RPC, and Near's RPC is an RPC for Aurora also, and for all of the Aurora virtual chains. Unfortunately, the output of this project is that there are some things that we were able to speed up, however, not everything, right? So this was a learning kind of project. We were hoping that we were able to get more of it, but well, who could have known that Near is already fast? So yeah, we were trying to get additional speed up, but it was not that big. Okay, cool. Hi, will it be possible to connect our Aurora wallet to EgQuest right now? It requests to create a new one. As far as I understand, the team is working, kind of Slava together with the EgQuest team is working right now on making sure that it is able to create to connect the existing wallet. Yeah, so let's see how it's working. Oh, Slava actually says that it works on his side. Cool. Moving on into the product updates. Besides the engineering updates that not all of them were able that you are able to experience, there were lots of other product updates, and here we see only the big ones. So we've launched the forwarder. This is a solution that allows you to move assets out of the Near blockchain inside of any Aurora virtual chain seamlessly. And one of the main use cases for this is moving assets directly from centralized exchanges into Aurora. So if you have USDC or USDT or Near tokens on your Binance, or for example, maybe you have Aurora on no, forget about Aurora. Okay, you have stable coins on Binance, and you're willing to move these stable coins directly into your Aurora account. You're able to go to forwarder. You're able to retrieve from the forwarder the Near address, and you need to specify in your withdrawal request on Binance that you would like to withdraw these assets into the Near blockchain to this particular address. And what happens afterwards is that this address is not just an address, it is a smart contract that forwards all of the assets that are deposited directly into your account. There is no trust, there is no additional trust assumptions here, everything done completely permissionlessly, and the tokens that are like processed here are fully protected. There is no additional risks that you're carrying. So this solution is a solution that allows any virtual chain to connect directly to the liquidity that is available on the centralized exchanges. And this is extremely great thing. And this is something that L2s they would never be able to have. We've pushed quite a lot of different Aurora Pass updates. I've seen that some people are using, there are quite a lot of people who are using Aurora Pass, and I hope you liked all of these updates. There are even more updates in the following year. And we have been working on Aurora Cloud Console. We have been adding this universal on and off ramp with Munzen. We were working on the universal widget that in general for on-ramping, that it includes Rainbow Bridge, includes this on and off ramp solutions and other solutions, and also the Oracle with Bit Network. Okay, there is an additional question. Hey Alex, when exactly is planned to introduce an ambassadorship program, the Aurora Flares, to support community-driven growth to enhance ecosystem outreach? So this Aurora Flares is already out there, it's working. We have been collecting more than 600 applications. There are quite a lot of them, and the team is going through these applications, and then we're just waiting for them to. I'm sorry that you need to wait until they are going to process all these applications. But once this is done, there will be the updates about the ambassadors program. Moving on, near intents was a big piece of development for us, and it also influences a lot the way how the Aurora is going to work. Near intents have been launching the near-intents.org together with Dogecoin Swap, Sol Swap, and Turbo Swap, and there will be more of the front ends. And as you can see, any of the virtual chain that is going to launch will have an opportunity to launch their own front end for this. And there is a reason for this. And the reason for this is very simple. Any founder who is launching the virtual chain with us, they can have their own onboarding front end to this chain. And the good thing about it is that the founder or the community would be able to set up their own fees inside of this front end. And then these fees will become a natural revenue stream for the founder or for the community or for the token of this chain. And then these revenues can be translated into the value capture mechanism for the token, right? Maybe these revenues can be used to buy back and burn tokens out of the market. This is exactly what is happening with Turbo. Or maybe these revenues can be used for something different. So that's a very compelling proposition. Launch your virtual chain, don't pay anything for it. Get a multi-chain DEX that is going to be integrated with your chain from the first day, and actually get the fees out of this DEX so that you are able to do something with it. This is the magic that virtual chain together with the near intents protocol is bringing to everybody. And this is something that is available already right here for everyone who wants to launch their chains. Yeah, Berry Swap. Berry Swap indeed is something that probably is going to be there. The swap or ton swap. Yeah, maybe so. Actually, we've done our tests, and apparently because of the complicated and very cluttered runtime of ton, actually I think that swaps through near intents protocol for ton native assets are going to be more efficient than natively on ton. Just imagine swapping assets on the third chain is more efficient than swapping on your kind of mother chain. I need to do a little bit more. We need to do more tests, but it's kind of. I think there is a high chance that this is actually correct. Turbo Chain is moving forward, right? So the guys have launched, and then there are lots of different things that are happening there. Already there was an endemic NFT marketplace launch, and Turbo Swap was launched together with Turbo Chain. And later there will be a native DEX, Uniswap style DEX that will be launched. And there are lots of other activities around Turbo Chain from the Turbo community. The guys are extremely lively and they're very open, so follow their updates. There are lots of things that you are already able to do on the Turbo Chain, and even more to come. And I also would like to tell you a little bit more about our plans for 2025, so that you would be fully aware of the direction that we are going. We do have our core tech, the things that we are putting lots of engineering resources and where we're contributing a lot. So, and before we're going to go there, Vincent is saying, can we swap token from Aurora Chain to Turbo Swap? We must bridge to Turbo Chain first. You can go to near-intents.org, deposit into the near intents protocol the token from the Aurora mainnet, swap it, into whatever token you want, for example, into Turbo, and then withdraw it to the Turbo chain. You don't need to do any bridges. You don't need to do anything. Like, it is available, and it will be available for all of the virtual chains. So coming back to the core tech that we are developing, right? Near is our base layer. This is the piece of infrastructure on top of which Aurora is built. And we are a very prominent contributors into the Near protocol. We are developing one of the most complicated things inside of the Near ecosystem. And we need to continue this, and we want to continue. There are multiple things where we are already contributing and where we are going to continue contributing. Obviously, Intense protocol is the development of the Aurora Labs, and we are going to continue on the development of the Intense protocol. But besides that, we are pushing for the addition to the Near protocol layer native passkeys, because passkey is becoming a very standard feature for any great user experience in 2024 and onwards. This is a very safe way how people are able to onboard into different things. This is like a password manager 2.0, a more protected solution for anything. And what passkeys are doing, they are actually transforming your phone into a ledger, right? There is a secure element somewhere there is a key somewhere there, and then using your biometric data, you're able to unlock this key and sign some messages around it. So this is the way how the user experience is working right now, and we would like to add this into the Near layer by default. Dynamic resharding, the final state of the Near consensus algorithm is coming to the Near protocol. We are happy to contribute into this stuff. This is one of the things that is going to allow us to launch not even 1,000 virtual chains. We can launch 1,000 without a problem even now. But this is something that would allow us to launch 1 million of virtual chains. What we need to take care of, and this is a step in towards the territory of even bigger scaling, the scaling into like 1 million transactions per second for Near, is the sharded contracts standard. So the way how the Near runtime works is that the contract itself is connected with a particular shard on which this contract is located. And this approach at the moment hinders the full scalability of any single application on Near. Yes, developers are able to create applications that are spanning across multiple smart contracts. The smart contracts may be located on different shards so that all of the capacity of all of the Near shards will be available for this particular application. However, this approach is a little bit clumsy, and in case we are able to simplify it, help the developers to launch the applications that are going across all of the shards, then obviously things are going to be a little bit more easy for the devs, including ourselves. And we're pushing for the sharded contract standard. This is something very special to Near, and again, special for sharded blockchains. And such contracts, sharded contracts, will allow us to create, obviously, sharded fungible tokens. And this sharded fungible, we already have one sharded fungible token on Near. It is called Near. But others, NEP-141s, are kind of more centralized. And centralized in terms of there is a single smart contract that manages it. And if we want to scale to 1 million transactions per second, even with a single stable coin that is issued on Near, we would be able to do it if we do have a sharded fungible token standard that is going to be derived out of the sharded contract standard. So this is an additional thing that we are contributing into, and the Near One team is working on. And together with this, in order to allow for more privacy on chain, together with following actually the financial regulations of many countries, we would like to work on the private token balances, on the token standard that would allow you to have private token balances. And that is very connected with the ZK schemas and ZK tech. ZK tech is already mature enough to allow for such simple use cases, but in a very robust mode. I'm pretty sure that next year we are going to see sharded fungible tokens with private token balances on Near. And this is going to be a major step forward towards the kind of compliance and also security and privacy protection solutions for the wider Near ecosystem, not only for Aurora. And beside, we will see Aurora as the first sharded contract compatible contract. I don't know, but Aurora will be one of the first. Whether it is going to be the first or not, I don't know, but probably it's going to be among the first sharded contracts on Near for sure. On the Aurora layer itself, we are also contributing and we're developing multiple things. Again, a little bit techy. I'm sorry for all of the stuff, but this is very important because of what are the things that are stemming out of it. So we are already working on a solution that is called Replayer, right? It's not a relayer, it's Replayer, because it replaces Ethereum transactions from other chains. Our goal is to make sure that in case we are going to send to the Aurora engine all of the history of Ethereum mainnet transactions and all of the history of Base transactions and all of the history of Optimism and Arbitrum and BSC and Polygon and whatever other EVM chain is out there transactions, there are no bugs and we are able to execute all of them. And what it is going to bring to us is even more and more advanced testing and proof of reliability of our solutions. We're going to be 100% sure that every single Aurora virtual chain that is deployed is working properly. It is processing transactions exactly as it is expected for the EVM to do. This is an important thing also from the standpoint of showing to the world that our solution is a good solution. You are able to use Aurora virtual machine, Aurora EVM, and you're also able to take Aurora's tech stack and deploy your chain on top of this tech stack. Who knows? Maybe the future of Ethereum is not disjointed L2 ecosystem. Maybe it is a separate Near, maybe this is a Near blockchain used as a connectivity solution with many Aurora virtual chains deployed on top of it. And this is going to form the interconnected world of the EVMs that are able to just cross-call each other and coordinate with each other and make sure that these integrations and these, things are there. This is not something out of the future to be decided in 2031, perhaps, but actually it exists right here, right now in 2025. Let's see how things are going to go. We are working also on the privacy chains. So you have seen that with Calimero, we have been within our partnership with Calimero, we have been working on these solutions where there was a private setup of the Near, like a private version of Near blockchain. On top of it, there is an EVM chain. And Calimero has also developed a bridge in between this private setup of Near and the Near mainnet, so that like it's similar type of the connectivity like inside of the Near mainnet can happen. So this is something that we need to refine and kind of move forward. There are a number of use cases that require information not to be stored on the public chain. So this is also connected with some advanced use cases around real-world asset ownership, for example. Like it just regulated that nobody in this particular country should have an access to a registry of owners for the properties, right? To the property registry. So it's just a regulation. You cannot put it on the public blockchain, which means that like other blockchains, like the blockchain is not a good technology for this. But this is bullshit, because blockchain is a good technology because it enshrines the trust in between the participants of the network, and it records all of the changes. So you are always able to see who have been approving this or that state transition. This is very important when we're talking about anything of value. So, but how to make things private? And this is where the private chains are going into play, right? So we're working on this solution, and for some of the use cases, especially where compliance is extremely important, like privacy chains, like RWAs in some particular jurisdictions, this is something that is going to be very important. However, these privacy chains are not going to be separated from the network of the virtual chains, but instead they are going to be enshrined in it with a little bit more complicated and a little bit different ways of interacting between these chains. However, developers will be able to use it and will be able to access the infrastructure in a very similar way how the virtual chains are using the infrastructure right here, right now. We are working also on the RPC scaling and optimization. This is a very important piece, obviously, because if we want to launch 1,000 virtual chains, then we need to launch 1,000 RPCs, right? The good thing is that our RPC is extremely robust right here, right now. One of the biggest work that was done and completely not mentioned is the work on the RPC. So our RPC is an order of magnitude more efficient than the solutions that you're able to find on the market. And it is finely tuned for our setup, for a setup where there are virtual chains on top of the near. Obviously, the RPC nodes are available to everybody. This is an open source technology, and anyone is able to take it, launch your own RPC node for Aurora mainnet or Turbo chain or Berry chain or any other chain or T-Pro network chain, right? But what you're missing in this thing is that if you want to launch the second RPC to another chain, you would just need to do it once again, and then once again, and so on. So we have been working very hard to make sure that you don't need to do that many computational resources if you want to scale the RPC to multiple chains. And we have some of the very hardcore optimizations that were done already, and even more of them to be done to make sure that RPC is scalable for many virtual chains. And last but not least, we are going to wrap up the virtual chains in a very convenient virtual chain SDK. So we're going to have auroracloud.dev, this website where people are going to come and have this Shopify experience for launching virtual chains. But what we know is that some people are willing to do everything with their own hands. They don't want to use this website. They would like to see the smart contracts. They would like to check it and stuff like that. Because that's a very true thing in blockchain. Don't trust, verify, right? It's better for you to fully understand what you're doing. And some people are choosing this path, and I admire them. It is much harder, but this is a necessary thing. I cannot imagine a proper blockchain that is closed source. Right? That's why all of the core technologies that we are working on, they are fully open source, and they are available at github.com/Aurora So what we would like to do is to make an additional step forward. We would like to make this Shopify experience a little bit more easier to get for the developers who are willing to build everything up from sources, right? And we're working on the virtual chain SDK so that anyone will be able to take it and launch virtual chains from their own computer. And this also is very convenient for the companies that are working in the blockchain as a service or roll-up as a service verticals, so that Caldera, Kaleido, Gelato, and other similar projects will be able to take this virtual chain SDK and integrate it directly into their own offerings. So this solution is going to help propagate Aurora and help those people who are not very comfortable with going to a website, clicking something and getting a chain, but who are willing to get more exposure to the guts of the solution. They will be able to get it. Okay, I hope you are not too bored with all of this crazy stuff that I'm talking about. I'm going to take and drink a little bit of water. Love to Aurora, Brazil. I don't know what it means. This is grapes, right? Who knows what this means? Comment down below. I see that we are above 300 people here on the stream, so that's cool. What measures can Aurora take to ensure RPC nodes can handle surges in traffic, such as during high demand events like token launches or NFT drops? So there is only one thing that you can do. You can launch more servers, literally. So we are closely monitoring the usage of the RPC, and we also have some redundancy. And there are some automatic systems that detect that there is a high increase in the RPC usage, or drastic increase in the RPC usage, and then the kind of hot RPC nodes are becoming active, and they are able to become active within like 20 to 30 seconds, and this increases the throughput that the public RPC can give out. Another thing that everyone is able to do is just to launch their own RPC and just use this RPC. Okay, moving on. Besides the tech stuff and besides the core technology, there are actually lots of other things that we are working on. They are in different stages of development, but there are 4 focus areas: infrastructure, integration, developer experience, and decentralization. So on the infrastructure side, we are here talking about the virtual chains and everything that is about the virtual chains, right? So we have the solutions part of it, right? This is something that is included inside of the way how you're operating the virtual chains. We have this universal infrastructure that was mentioned already a couple of times, right? We have on-ramps, oracles, bridging services. Near intents is one of these universal infrastructure, right? Solutions. They are in different stages of development, and what our final kind of point where we're willing to get to is that people are able to, all of the founders who are launching their virtual chains, they are able to fine tune all of the parameters for this infrastructure directly from the website. So indeed, true Shopify experience there. We also known as people who launch the chain Aurora mainnet without gas fees. So we are the pioneers in the gas abstraction. There are lots of updates that we are developing on the gas abstraction path. This is the path where the project or the smart contract developers are able to pay for the user transaction fees, or able to compensate or create some rebate schemes or something like that. So this thing again is mainly available already for the virtual chains that are launching, but we would like to intensify this and wrap it up in a very good looking solution. But besides that, one of the big things for us would be in the next year is opening up a marketplace for the add-ons to the virtual chains. So this integration with Pith is just like was one of the first kind of add-ons that is available to everybody. But we would like other third-party developers to create their own add-ons to the virtual chains, and we would like to see RWA add-ons, gaming add-ons, DeFi infrastructure, compliance, NFTs, AI. All of these pieces are actually covered in the Aurora mainnet by the Aurora mainnet projects and founders. And what we would like to see is these guys and these teams coming up and creating their add-ons to the Aurora Cloud, so that when a new founder is coming to the Aurora ecosystem, he's clicking through the setup wizard of the Aurora chain. They are also able to go and click, okay, we would like to have an endemic NFT marketplace, or we would like to have an origami lending and borrowing market available, or a Trisolaris AMM, or something else. So we would like this to be able like that. You can think of it as an app store for different applications and infrastructure pieces that is available there. You just go to the website again, click through it, and then you have all of this infrastructure available. On the integration track, we are focusing more on the interoperability in between these chains, right? It's not focused on a single chain, but instead on the interoperability in between the chains, and also the connection of all of these virtual chains to the outer world. So you know that we've launched already more than a year ago the solution that is called the cross-contract calls. And then these cross-contract calls, or XCC, they are kind of making sure that applications from different chains are able to interact with each other. So this solution is already ready and in production, but we are continuing the development of this solution. We are adding new features, we are refining it, and kind of there are some things that they are in active support phase, let me say. And we're fixing the bugs that developers are finding in it. So that's super good, and I feel that this thing is going to continue the development, and there will be new versions of it developed in the 2025. And especially these things are important because of the new technologies that are launched in the Near ecosystem, and the most important two of them is chain abstraction, or the chain signatures. This is low-level primitive, and the Omni Bridge. So with the chain signatures, actually, we have been participating in both of these, in Omni Bridge and in chain signatures, but we had a minor participation. It's not like we have been developing it like intense, but we are continuously contributing into these solutions. And these are solutions on different levels, right? Chain signatures is a super low-level primitive that allows the connectivity in between Near and other chains. And we are exposing these through the cross-contract calls to all of the chains. So now all of the Aurora virtual chains suddenly have their own chain abstraction stack. How cool is that? And Omni Bridge is another thing that is building on top of the chain signatures. Omni Bridge is yet to be released in the beginning of the next year, and is going to be a big launch in the Near ecosystem. You're not going to miss it. This is like a bridge, decentralized bridge, that is going to connect all of the networks with Near, which means that all of the networks are connected in between themselves through Near. So this piece is also going to be available to all of the virtual chains. And these are going to be this cross-contract calls, Omni Bridge for the token bridging, and the chain abstraction primitives, including chain signatures and others. We're contributing in the development of this, and we are making sure that everybody who are developing on Aurora stack, they have a very clean and very seamless way how to access these technologies. Do we have a DPN project to join? I don't aware. We have been in discussions with several DPN projects and DPN providers, but none of them have yet launched the virtual chain. But maybe if you know some of the DPN projects, you can connect them to us or just tell them about the virtual chains and they can get all of the information on the auroracloud.dev website. Another key pillar for us is obviously developer support, right? So we have been talking about the virtual chain stack itself, the connectivity in between the virtual chains and the rest of the world. And now we're talking about the developer experience. So these are the things that are available for the developers who are either building their own virtual chains or building applications inside of the virtual chains, right? So this is like a multi-layered cake of different directions, right? I hope you're still following what is happening here, right? So these are all of the tools to the developers so that they are able to develop their own applications. We are willing to launch a public virtual chain DevNet that everybody are able to access and to try out some things there. This DevNet is going to include like free credits for developers, but it is going to work on the near mainnet, right? So it is going to have the exposure to all of the assets, to all of the pieces of technology that is available, right? Including, a forwarder, including the Pith Oracle, including all of the on-ramps, all of the bridges, the cross-contract calls, Omni-bridge, chain signatures, like everything, but make it public and make it available to everybody so that people are able to test it in a kind of clean environment without launching their own chain. We also are willing to launch, as a part of the Aurora Cloud proposal, the no-code development platform with the help of AI and other, kind of like templated solutions, so that any person with even not a lot of knowledge of the of building different applications would be able to create such applications. And we would like to, we're working on a partnership with the other company to launch an AI dApp builder, so that this AI tool would allow you to also launch your application from just describing things that needs to be done. Near protocol in general is moving very far into the AI direction. There are multiple different great things happening in the Near ecosystem in the AI direction, and we are obviously working with them closely on it. We're learning a lot from Near on the AI stack, and we're actually doing some AI research directly inside of Aurora Labs. So hopefully you're going to soon see different AI tools and different AI experimentation coming from us. We're not just going around and shouting AI, AI, AI. We are focusing on the core that we need to build, and then we're looking at AI as an additional tool for us to enhance some of the things that we are building. And last but not least, obviously, is the decentralization track. Every blockchain project must think about decentralization, and we are not an exception. So first of all, as I was announcing already, I'm working on the token economy update proposal that is going to adapt us to the current setup of Aurora being a network of virtual chains. Some people are asking questions, so how do the virtual chains contribute into the Aurora token economy? Is it only the fees that are collected there that are used for the burn Aurora tokens, to buy back and burn Aurora tokens? So I think that I have an answer to this. I think that I have a proposal or some thoughts in mind how this can be updated, and pretty soon I'm going to post this proposal on the governance forum, and I invite everybody to think of it, discuss it, ask your hard questions, whether it is a proper proposal or not, and let's together decide the future of the Aurora token economy. Besides that, some of you might remember that in the beginning of the Aurora staking program, there was a there were this kind of feature of that the stakers of Aurora tokens, they are receiving the revenue streams from some of the projects from the ecosystem. And this was an interesting concept. I think that, and this functionality is still available there. And it is not used for some period of time. So now it is kind of a little bit rusty, and some people already forgot about it. But actually, I think it is extremely powerful. It is extremely powerful, and we have a chance to restart it in the next year. And I have my thinking around the token economy update together combined with this adding additional revenue streams for the Aurora holders. And on the growth side, we are actually gonna launch an ecosystem accelerator program. And yes, you hear it correctly. We are going to focus on very early founders who are going to come to Aurora and are going to, they would be willing to launch their own project. We know how it is hard to launch projects in the blockchain space, how hard it is to make proper decisions, especially if you're in the beginning of your path. So we would like to help those who are brave enough to dare thinking about their own blockchain projects, and we are willing to help. So in 2025, we are going to launch this accelerator program with many partners, with lots of very familiar names. And we would like to make this like an elite club for the founders so that they are able to come and we can help them to actually make proper decisions. So this is something that is going to be here. My personal hope is that out of this accelerator program, there will be several very high quality projects that are going to be created. And these projects will be able to raise money from top crypto funds, will be able to launch their products or virtual chains. And we are going to see these projects blooming and hopefully becoming extremely successful. Again, we're happy to share all of our knowledge with the people who are going to participate in the Ecosystem Accelerator program. And this is the high-level roadmap for 2025. We have the core tech contribution. This is a deep level, technological stuff that we are doing. And if we're looking at something that is higher than that, we have 4 focus areas. One focus area is the infrastructure, like everything around virtual chains, how to make sure that the virtual chains are the very good and usable products. Then there is an integration of this virtual chains or interaction in between the virtual chains and the outer world. This is the set of technologies and this is the direction that enables this network effect in between this virtual chains. We're also focusing on making sure that the developers that are working with virtual chains or that are working inside of the virtual chains with the particular projects and products launched there, they have a great developer experience. And as well as we are helping we're contributing into the decentralization effort to the Aurora ecosystem as a whole. And I wanted to mention to everybody that we have quite a lot of open positions. They're available at auroralabs.dev. And if you feel that you're willing to contribute in any of these directions of the development, if you're caring about the Aurora ecosystem the same way that I care of it, you can try and apply for these positions. We are always seeking for great people joining us in this journey. This was a great year for all of us. I hope that the last several days are not going to spoil your, not gonna give you a bad taste in the mouth from it. I wish all of you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and a big thanks to all of you for supporting us, everybody in Aurora Labs, and I'm pretty sure that you also feel the support and feel the love in this community. I really appreciate what all of you guys are doing. There are a little bit of the questions. Cyber Strategy is asking, how do existing projects get on the virtual chains and take advantage of the cross-chain swaps? So you're able to launch your own virtual chain. If you're, for example, a project that is, you have your own, for example, decentralized application or dApp, and you're thinking of extending it and having your own chain where this dApp is going to be focused, right? For example, like an example of such an extension was a Uniswap deciding to launch a Unichain, right? So if your project is like that, you can straightforwardly come to us. We're going to help you launch your virtual chain, and who knows, maybe you're going to be just in time before Christmas to launch this chain. This is actually very simple and very fast. If you already launched your own chain, for example, using an L2 stack, then what you would need to do is to migrate your chain from the solution that you're using into the virtual chain setup. This is also possible, but it is going to take a little bit more time. And the reason for this is that we need to transfer the state of your chain into the virtual chain. But besides that, what is a little bit more complicated is that we need to update all of the applications that are working on your chain with the kind of new RPC that they need to use. And for some of the applications, it is a little bit more complicated because of the multi-chain nature of this application. So the most problematic apps within the migration process are the bridges that are connected to your chain, because they have, kind of assets that are locked on other networks, and then potentially you need to move it through some other solutions and stuff like that. But there is nothing that is not doable. It is a little bit more complicated. It's not going to be finished within a couple of days, but it can be done within a month, like 100%. So again, just connect either with me on Twitter directly, or you can go to auroracloud.dev and get all of the information there, and you will be able to get support on the virtual chains. Our motto, our desire is to help everybody to get a proper piece of infrastructure. If we're going to see that you don't need a virtual chain, your application doesn't need to have it, we're not going to recommend you to get it from us. If we will see that it is indeed, it makes sense for you to launch your own network, we're going to help you choose the proper technology stack for it. Is it an L2? Is it the virtual chain? Maybe you need to launch your own L1 solution. And there are pros and cons in all of this. From our point of view, the virtual chain is the most universal solution for all of this stuff. However, in some specific use cases, we are actually telling to people that it's better for you not to use virtual chains, but rather to use something else. Anyway, just come to us. Let's open up the conversation. We are here to help. We would like to help everybody into implementing their ideas. We have lots of experience and a great technology stack to give it to everybody and make sure that people are able to use already the infrastructure instead of building yet another piece of infrastructure. The infrastructure is here. you can come and use it, and the cost for it is approximately zero, right? So we are not going to charge you, and not only millions, but even tens and even thousands. We are going to ask you just a very small payment to make sure that you are not a spammer who comes to us to spam us with lots of different requests. Deepak, thank you very much. Yes, happy holidays to everybody. Happy holidays. Thanks, everybody. Yeah, Emerson, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. And we have also one additional thing that we need to do, and this is the determining of the winners who are going to get some prizes from Aurora. Yes, there are Christmas presents for the Aurora community. So as far as I understand, we have 35 people who have submitted their addresses on Aurora. I don't know who these people are, but that's great. 35 of them. I'm just taking all of these people, and I'm going to the random giga calculator, random picker. So I'm going to put all of these 35 addresses in here. Let's do. It's hard to see that it's not showing everything in a convenient manner. But anyway, so there are 35 positions here, and we are picking 10 lucky guys who are going to, or girls, lucky users or community members who are going to get their prizes. So here we go. Let's go and check who is going to be the winner. Let me double check that everything's good. It seems like that's the case. So, and the winners are these people. If you see any of your address here, you just tell me, tell something in the comments, please, and at least we are going to know that this is not just a random strange addresses that are chosen here. I would really appreciate somebody at least confirming that this is their address. Okay, I'm just looking through some of the comments just to make sure that that everything is good. 0E. Okay, I see that Ilya, who have been submitting 45A, actually probably this is his address. So Ilya, congratulations. And there are probably some other people, are also some other people here. So anyway, thanks everybody. I hope you have won. Okay, Oladokin, congrats to me. Congrats to you. and Nikolai, congrats to you and to the rest of the people. Yes, thanks everybody. Vincent, I'm sorry that you're not lucky. Matthias, thank you, Matthias. It seems like you also won, and Rob won. Okay, great. So, guys, thanks for participating in this extended Friday Alpha session. That it was extended into the festive AMA session. Once again, Merry Christmas to everybody. Thank you for staying with us with the Aurora community within 2024. You now know lots of the plans for 2025. We are going to continue building independent of anything. So and now we are going to a small break to recharge during the Christmas holidays. So that next week there will be no Friday Alpha Leaks. I'm sorry, but we're going to see each other only in the next year. Once again, thanks everybody, and have a great holiday season. And we're going to see each other next, like in 2 weeks from now, on the next Friday Alpha Leaks sessions. As always, here on YouTube and X. Share some love with the community. Don't forget to recharge, and see you in the next year. Bye-bye.